I was just wondering if you had ever reported on the story that you later regretted bringing to light.
Oh, that's a fascinating question. Not one that I can think. I've been wrong on some stories, so you definitely regret bringing something that's untrue to light. I can promise you, those are moments of deep agony. And but the ones I've done, I think it's important that, you know, we have that we know, or we have a method of taking us at least to the process of getting to know what goes on. So it's vital to a democracy. If you were to ask me, what do I worry about the most? Certainly the economy, wars. You all should worry about wars, because you're going to be the ones who will be fighting if we have them. And can war be avoided? But I'll tell you what my real worry is. Secret government. That's what will do us in. One of the judges said, democracies die in darkness. I truly believe that. And if we get to anything even that's total darkness or approaching total darkness, we'll cease to be a democracy.
My question was, today when we see scandals such as the Benghazi scandal and the scandals surrounding the IRS targeting some conservative groups under the Obama administration, I was wondering if you saw any parallels between the scandals under the Obama administration today and the Watergate scandal.
Okay, that's a great question, and we don't know. The facts are not out, and I think you can make two mistakes about those scandals or semi-scandals. And that the first mistake is to not take them seriously and say, oh no, it's nothing. The other mistake is, based on what we know now, is to say, oh, it is Watergate. I've looked at some of these, and I've said publicly, and I think this is true, concealment is the road to Watergate. And you look at some of these things, and clearly there's some concealment going on. Take Benghazi, the attack where our ambassador and 3 others were killed in the city of Benghazi in Libya. And the White House, to defend its position, put out a bunch of emails and said, see, this shows there's nothing to this. I spent a day reading those emails and parsing them out and so forth. And the first email from the CIA says, I'm going to quote it, "We know that Islamic extremists with ties to Al-Qaeda participated in the attack." That's a pretty strong statement from the CIA. They go through revisions and launderings in the last email and what was put out publicly, that this was all spontaneous demonstration because of a video. And they just haven't come clean on that. And that there needs, on all of these things, to be further investigation, but to jump and say, oh, giant scandals, or, I mean, I've even seen people say that the Obama administration is worse than the Nixon administration. They got 2 or 3 years of work on illegal activity to get into that range, and I don't think that will happen.
And being in the unique position in history that you're in, and being able to observe politics basically divide and conquer, I've been wondering, do you think that politics have become too politically polarized to function properly?
Yes, I do, and I think it's a shame. And I think that these people don't spend enough time together, and they don't listen. We were talking at dinner with the president of the university here that they don't spend enough. They spend 50 minutes or an hour. You know, you're too young, but maybe not. How many of you have ever been involved in a negotiation of some sort? Yeah, always, right? And what do you learn in a negotiation? It takes time, and that the person on the other side of the table or other side of the phone or the other side of the back seat of the car, they are your best friend because they can give you what you want. You can give them what they want. And you have to, there's a process that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And lots of these negotiations, they're not spending the time. And it's a shame. And I think we're all paying a giant price for it. Over. Thank you.
I was told this week that 35 to 45% of a candidate's voter base depends on party affiliation. As a responsible citizen, what criteria should be used when choosing a representative?
Yes, that's a great question, and it shouldn't be party affiliation. Even if you are so inclined one way or the other, listen to the positions, listen to the background of who these people are. I mean, one of the truly great things about this country is the independent-mindedness of so many people, and that's critical to our politics. But we have a private, unspoken rule at the Washington Post, which is all good work is done in defiance of management. Now you can understand, that doesn't mean break the law or break the rules, but underneath you need people who are defiant and independent, and I think same with politics.